knew all along and we didn't want to displease him because we loved him equally well, as much. But that was sad.
At first, I couldn't believe what he was telling me. Basically, it was just going above my head. It was only later in the months as he deteriorated that it started to sink in. But even then, I just kept on hoping he would come out of it.
We knew it in August, September, that he was really ill. And he was in Montreux. And always he used to be with us on my birthday. And this birthday, he sent me flowers from Montreux. I said, I'm sorry, Mom, this time I can't be with you on your birthday, but I'll make it up. But of course, it was October, and then of course he was very ill. It was very sad at that time.
He would never dwell on things like that because for him, life was incredible and had to be pursued the best way possible at all times. That's why he never stopped being creative. You know, he could have easily given up and, you know, disappeared somewhere and sort of lived the rest of his life in absolute isolation, but he did not do that. This is another example of how brave the man was. You know, he was out working until he could actually work no more.
One regret was that there was still music in him when he died, and it was there, it was in his brain, but because of the body, he wasn't able to produce it.
If he didn't have, for example, the music or anything like that, he wouldn't have lasted as long. He really wouldn't.
And still with that immense humour and that immense drive. You know, that's what people will never know that weren't around at the time. He still had that incredible commitment and that incredible commitment to perfection.
All you're doing is sort of making his life easier, making him able to deal with his life a little bit easier. You know, giving him that little bit more quality of life. The hardest part, I think, was the fact that you knew that whatever you were doing wasn't curing him. You were going to spend a year, 2 years doing this for this guy, and he still was going to die at the end of it.
At first I didn't believe it. No, it must be something else. It's a very hard thing to realise if it's somebody that's very close to you, I think.
I had some comfortable cashmere soft silk clothes made for him because even wearing clothing was hurting. And sat and played Scrabble with him and helped move furniture around so the other guys could have a bit of a break in the house. And he was spirit to the last. I mean, and he said, I can't drink any champagne anymore. You drink it for me. Just bottle of champagne to myself. Freddie watching, but you know, he wouldn't let the illness get in between his, you know, his friends and people around him.
I mean, he suffered so dreadfully, but he never told anybody about it.
When we were doing the Slightly Mad video, Freddie was on a completely different plane. Normally under lighting and things like this, everybody gets very hot, and Freddie had thermals on underneath all the clothing I'd put on him, underneath all the lights. He had no body weight at all.
I was absolutely amazed how he carried it through. He even timed his own death.
The best thing we could do for Freddie was just to talk to him, let him know that whatever he decided was right. So if he wanted to go, don't hang around for us. You know, we're going to be around afterwards. Don't wait, you know, don't hang on to this life if it's not right for you.